let's look at the other side of the coin. Let's see what shows dressed to impress this year. Let's get right into it. Now, I know a lot of people may actually have this as their top anime of the year. Understandable. Our Taxi brought a refreshing tale of mystery accompanied by stellar world building with twists and turns that connect seemingly unrelated events to unravel the truth. Yeah, it made me get philosophical on y'all real quick. Everything about this show just works. I'm about to butcher his name. Odakawa is fucking hilarious. His I don't give a shit attitude completely shines throughout this show. This man had a whole gun pointed to his head and was like, you ain't about it. The show revolves around this missing girl and how everyone's seemingly mundane lives are somehow threads that connect to potentially solving the secret. Every character feels unique and serves a purpose because they somehow manage to fit in all of their stories effectively, and we end up seeing this town through everyone's eyes. Corrupted cops, gangsters, simps.
Oh, I'm hurt. Lord have mercy.
Gotcha addicts, thieves, clout chasers, and there's potentially a serial killer among all of them somewhere. Who knows? The animation and art style is very immersive and beautiful. The dialogue, you know a show has good banter with the dialogue when that's all they need in an episode. Some episodes are literally just conversations and it's still amazing. It feels so natural, like there's no script, like they just had people go in a booth and start talking to each other. The comedy, it hits. They have a fucking rapping porcupine loan shark. Like, what? Who does this? And it works. As we get closer to solving the mystery, shit really hits the fan. Like, it gets crazier with each passing episode. I'm not gonna spoil anything about this because it plays out beautifully. Just watch it and enjoy the ride. They made a show about economics entertaining. Crazy, right? They brought a man with a plan to the medieval lands.
That's called motherfucking boys.
Kazuya Soma gets summoned into another world, initially in order to be handed over as a bargaining chip, cause the kingdom that summoned him is broke.
I can't eat. I'm broke.
So instead of trading gold, they were gonna trade him, but Soma said, nah, I bet money I can fix these fucked up financials y'all got. And the king said, bet, here's the kingdom and here's my daughter.
He's lucky.
I really loved how they stayed true to the title of bringing in a realist into this land of magic. The plot stays grounded and it doesn't really use magic as an excuse to expand past the necessary boundaries. They don't use magic as a way to just create a solution out of thin air. He brings in modern concepts of simple supply and demand. And I know at first that doesn't sound too interesting. There's something really intriguing when an anime conceptualizes real world concepts like basic economics or military tactics being introduced into a fantasy world where magic exists. I think that's why I like Gate so much. And not only is the premise well executed, but the characters are awesome too. Kazuya, as the title states, is a realist. He has a calm demeanor about him that makes him come off as a badass even after being thrusted into such a compromising position that turns a lot of people against him at first. Watching Licia, I hope I said that right, warm up to Kazuya and actually begin to accept their relationship as being his lover. Hell, she even encourages him to take on more women. It's how that kingdom works. And this scene right here,
Damn!
bruh, I love strong female characters. Fuck that damsel in distress shit. Let them yoke these fools up out here. High key, the female characters put this show on their back. And I love every character they introduce into the kingdom. They all serve a purpose. The story plays out avoiding any annoying cliches, and they already announced the season 2, so I'm hyped for that. This is how you make a comedy harem feel original. This was one of the shows I laughed at the most with this year. It is also another show I covered in my lounge before. I've seen many a harem anime, but this one somehow managed to feel fresh. This boy Naoya is built different. He asks out Saki, the girl he's been in love with for a while now, and she finally says yes, and the homie is living life right now. But peep game real quick. While he's chilling on a roof, just reflecting on how amazing his life is about to be, he gets confessed to by a beautiful girl named Nagisa. Now, you would think that immediately after already starting his relationship with Saki, surely he wouldn't cheat on her literally the same day. He tells Nagisa that he loves his girlfriend Saki and he wants to be the best boyfriend he can be for her. And in order to be true to her, he's gonna ask her if he can date them both at the same time because he needs Nagisa to be a part of his life.
Cheating is for you. It's not.
This man is literally pleading to his girlfriend to let him date another girl at the same time because he cannot say no to Nagisa. Built different. And this is only the first episode. Needless to say, from the beginning, you're immediately hooked. Now they have to keep this relationship hidden from everyone else because, of course they do. The characters love them. Naoya is so honest to a fault and straightforward it gets stupid. Nagisa is the MVP of the show. Her determination and sacrifices she makes to be #1 makes her the best girl. Saki, as crazy as it sounds, since she's the one who allowed this relationship to happen, is actually the one who occasionally brings in a dose of reality when dealing with this kind of situation. And she has her own charm in trying to remain Naoya's #1. Some may think that every time a new girl is introduced, she just falls into the harem, but that's not what happens at all. Naoya, as contradicting as it sounds, wants to be faithful to these two girlfriends he has. Every new character that's introduced just adds a new element that further complicates this clusterfuck. And amidst all this, there's emotional moments, character developing moments, and even some twists and turns that really add more intrigue and layers to everyone's motivations. Really a fun watch. Okay, I'm cheating a little bit here, but I couldn't choose. Don't judge me, it's my list.
Get off my back!
What's crazy is that I was watching these two simultaneously. In Spirit Chronicles, the protagonist dies in a bus crash and is reincarnated in the world of magic, but he's born with two different sets of memories, his past life and his current life in this new world. In Moonlit fantasy, Makoto is summoned to be a hero in another world, but the goddess of that world thinks he's ugly, so she just banishes him to a wasteland. How do you start a show with the MC beefing with God immediately? Shit was hilarious. Spirit Chronicles takes more of a serious approach, whereas Moonlit Fantasy has more comedy involved, and they both work. Ryo carries Spirit Chronicles for me. I love the goal-focused, revenge-seeking path of the MC. Everything he does serves a purpose, and of course, when they're badass, it's always a plus. The concept of his dueling memories allow for some really intense moments when the vengeful side takes over, and he's literally just putting his foot on people's throats. I love the disrespect. The animation is clean, and they do a good job in building up an antagonist you really want to see get whooped on. I mean, this kid really lied on Ryo, forced him to leave school, and now has assassins sent after him for something that the kid did. Fuck that guy. Over in Moonlit Fantasy, Makoto begins forming an OP harem with a sexy spider and a dragon lady. You know I love when they have an OP squad. Seeing Makoto's journey to build his own kingdom in spite of the goddess is an incredibly satisfying experience. The humor in this one hits, the characters all serve purpose, the animation gets really crazy. That final battle, crazy. And because the show was humor heavy, when it gets serious, it really surprises you because they do some things you completely don't see coming, especially from Makoto. He has a mission to say fuck you to the goddess, and he has two lovely partners by his side that will level a city to see that his vision is made a reality. Two incredibly great shows with their own spins on the isekai genre. I was eating good with these. Netflix anime tend to get a bad rep, but every once in a while, they have these gems. Yasuke is an African samurai who served under Nobunaga, and after witnessing the fall of Nobunaga, now lives as a retired boatman in feudal Japan with magic and technology, while trying to keep his past life as a legendary swordsman hidden. Do I even need to say any more about this? Bro, the intro to this show alone was enough to put it on this list. What I loved about this show immediately was the grit. Yeah, magic exists and technology is advanced, but we're living through the gritty reality of someone who's just a proficient sword user. He watches someone he has high respect for fall in war and is weighed down by a sense of guilt because he feels he's failed as a warrior. Currently trying to live as a boatsman, the past is catching up to him as he's forced into putting back on that former armor he shed in order to once again protect what's important to him. The characters? Psh, come on now. Y'all see it. Y'all see what Yasuke over here doing. The villains are ruthless. They jumped this man while he was trying to get a drink of water. They aren't your run-of-the-mill generic bad guys. They're given a purpose and even have their own redemption arcs. The animation is A1 sauce, and the mature rating allows them to really go crazy with the action, because this shit gets...
Oh, Jesus!
I will always have a bias towards shows with ninjas and samurais, and the only thing keeping this show from being placed higher on the list, they only gave it 6 episodes and everything kind of rushes to be wrapped up towards the end. If they were given another 3 to 4 episodes to really flesh it out, this would have been way higher on the list. Sadness. That is all this anime offers you. If you are not ready to enter that darkness, steer away, my friend. Now, I'm actually making this prior to watching season 2. This show had my jaw on the floor. That monologue at the end of episode 3, goosebumps. The voice actors really put on a stellar performance, and the emotion was there. That literally changes the main character's perspective. What's crazy is that I was already hooked, and then this happened, and I was just like, alright, I get it. You're good. The premise of the show was so dark too. I love it. These juggernauts are unmanned combat drones used to battle against other unmanned drones of a neighboring empire. The cool part about this is that the juggernauts are actually piloted by people called 86ers, and they are considered to be less than human and only used as tools for battle. The only thing awaiting those in this 86 district is essentially death. It's an ongoing war where they will continuously be fighting until they die. Shit is so sad, and the way they effectively use the characters to show you both sides of this conflicted empire, you build connection with these characters, you root for them. But this show don't give a damn about your feelings. Anybody can get it. You are constantly reminded about their harsh reality. Yo, it got to the point where I was about to jump in there and protect them my damn self. Shit was getting too crazy. I love the animation, I love the setting, the artwork, the dialogue, the world building, the relationship building, the main character's transformation from this hopeful do-it-by-the-books optimist to the stern, rebellious, I'll do it myself realist. The 86ers, you learn to really love the entire crew. They make it emotional because everyone here matters, despite how they are portrayed to their society. This show hits on all cylinders, and the speech at the end of episode 3 was awesome. Off top, Kazutora. Okay. Now that that's out of the way, of course Tokyo Revengers is on here. My goodness. I actually think that in terms of new shows, this was the hottest show that dropped in the spring batch of anime. Everything about it felt fresh. The premise, dude goes back in time to join a ruthless Tokyo gang to save his girlfriend from dying in the future. The art style, the animation, clean. The characters, amazing. Takemichi, the protagonist who goes from having nothing to fighting to save everything. A determined boy. Mikey and Draken, the last 2 remaining Saiyans. They run shit. Tomen gang gang. Hinata, the core of this conflict, the main driving force for Takemichi. Naoto, he got time traveling powers, I think. He trying to save his sister from dying. Kazutora, he a bitch. Bro, this show gets fucking wild, and I love every minute of it. This was another show that I talked about in the lounge before, so I'll encourage you all to check out my very first anime lounge episode where I dive a little deeper into the show. But everything here is just excellent. Everyone has their own ideals molded by a world of delinquency. There's the struggle for power and dominance between multiple rival gangs. The stakes grow higher with each passing episode, and the consequences definitely got more and more deadly. Like, they literally go from petty backyard brawls to sexual assault and straight up murder and mafia hits. Like, yo, damn. You get emotion, you get laughs, there's a journey to be enjoyed. You get twists and turns, there's mystery. You're constantly on edge because you never really know where the next twist is gonna come from. And I was hooked from beginning to end. And Kazutora. Mike Tyson, neck-tatted, Meliodas wannabe ass.
Yo, somebody get him.
No, let me talk
relax,
to him.
bro.
And even after you killed his brother, this man Mikey defended you, got you less time in prison. What yo, how come he don't want me looking at?
Hey, yo, chill.
No,
chill.
let me talk to him. Look, I know.
Ooh, look, another isekai.
Yes, another isekai. I can't help it. I'm weak.
Get off my back!
When I see an isekai with this kind of title, I just have to jump on it. I'm a sucker for good isekais, damn it. The world's greatest assassin gets reincarnated into a family of assassins and is tasked by the goddess who summoned him to kill the hero. I'm all in on that. Yes, give me more, please. This guy is such a badass, he need isekai like everybody else. Ain't no truck coon around here. It's not like he was a regular dude and got reincarnated into an assassin. Nah, he was an elite assassin who got reincarnated into an eliter assassin. Yeah, I'm making words up.
I know it didn't make any sense.
This man was set up by the assassin organization that he was working for. They gave him a student to train just so she could be a burden and get him on a plane, faked the hijacking, flew fighter jets to the plane, fired a missile and blew that bitch up. And this man with a smile on his face said, "They got me." Come on. And after going out like a savage, the goddess reincarnates him and is like, "Look, I'ma hire you as an assassin to kill the hero of this world." This was all the first episode, folks. Normally with isekais, you see the protagonist get taken into the other world in order to become the hero. This man was sent there to kill the hero. And when he gets reincarnated, he becomes an even better character. Yeah, he's still cold, calculated, and tactful, but he's been given a second chance. And he uses his knowledge of his previous life to evolve from just being a killing tool to someone who kills with a purpose. He decides whether or not his target deserves to be assassinated. Him alone could have carried the show for me. But then you throw in the fact that he assembles and trains his own elite assassin beauties, and it's just like icing on the cake for me. You know, I love when they have the squad. The art style and animation is clean, the story is focused, and there are even some dark undertones in there just to show you how messed up and chaotic this new world is. What made this one stick out for me was that from the beginning, they give you the why as to his purpose for being reborn in this world. Unlike other isekai where the reincarnation just arbitrarily happens and the protagonist just happenstances himself into an adventure, this show was a treat from beginning to end. Is this the best isekai to have dropped this year? I knew something was up way back when I first saw that glimpse of it on Twitter. This show is fantastic, marvelous. It takes you on a fucking journey with feels, action, fan service, drama, beast girls, you name it. I loved everybody in this damn show. Rudius, amazing protagonist, often relaying how the viewer would be feeling in the situations he finds himself. He's crafty, perverted. It's his journey that we're a part of as he takes his second chance to live his best life with no regrets from his past life holding him down. His parents, they fuck a lot, and I mean a lot, and I dig it. That boy Paul is a menace. Sylphie, adorable. Roxy, she a freak. Rudyard, yo, I forgot how to pronounce his name. He throws hands. He throws demon hands, and he does it for the kids. Eris, some of the best character development I have seen this year, going from a spoiled brat to earnest, hardworking warrior. This show knocks it out of the park in every aspect you can ask for. The art style and animation is top tier. The way that they have their world expand forces them to venture out into new territory, giving you new environments, keeping the story feeling fresh. You see everyone's individual journey where their experiences in this world force them to shed off that old skin of the past and move forward bettering themselves. I don't even really mind their exposition dumps because they've established a world that I really want to learn about. Yeah, teach me about the 7 great powers, technique god, dragon god, fighting god. Yeah, give me all that. And the pacing of the show is amazing. The way they build up to big moments and reveals, and also that ass whooping. If y'all watch, you know that ass whooping.
Someone call 911.
I'm pretty sure that ass whooping went trending on Twitter. I know a lot of people actually would have this as their anime of the year, and I can't blame them at all. And it would have been mine if just not for one more show that dropped this year. Before we get to the #1 show for me, a couple of shout outs to the shows that couldn't make the list. Of course, shouts out to Reincarnated as a Slime Season 2. Shouts out to Beastar Season 2. Shouts out to Welcome to Demon Academy, Ida Makun. My Hero Season 5. that season. Shouts out to Demon Slayer season 2 and shouts out to Overlord season 4 for being anime of the year 2022. Now, with all that out the way, let's get to my #1 anime of the year, which is the most badass scene in anime this year. It's always the shows that fly under the radar that end up being the gems. There was nothing left on the bone for this show. To tell you I enjoyed any other show this year more than this would be a lie. Bro, where do I even start? The animation, amazing. It has that final battle type animation going on. The art style is unique and sets it apart. The color makes your eyes happy. The premise is enticing. Gods who have lived in peace for so long must now learn to battle in order to save the world from the resurrected demons. It is executed to perfection. And don't get me started on the characters. Rin, most badass female protagonist of the year. Fight me. Easily, if I'm saying that right, this boy is a menace. Hayato, all he does is throw hands. All he knows is throw hands. He can't get married to the streets because he's already wedded to throwing hands. This dude dressed like if Krusty the Clown was a part of Team Rocket. Yeah, I'll say that now, but never to his face. This man gets busy. There are so many entertaining characters, you're never bored no matter who's on the screen. The humor hits like a fucking truck because this show keeps it real. Those demons know they're about to get fucked up. They even say it. Dude is like, so can any of y'all fold this little motherfucker? I love that they introduced the idea that these gods just don't give a fuck. Humans gotta stay in their lane, handle their own work. You feel me? You smell me? And I know it may sound like I'm exaggerating some of these things, but the funny thing is, I'm not at all. These things literally happen in the show. This show just felt so fresh. The plot keeps moving along in a fluid pace. There's twists and turns, unpredictability. It's rated mature, so be ready to see some really wild shit too. At the end of the day, I can sit back and say I enjoyed this show the most this year, and I demand a season 2, damn it. How dare you leave me hanging like that with only— Y'all ever have a show piss you off because there's no more to watch? When this show ended, I was really waiting on the next episode. This show was just, yeah, this was the one. I thank you all for sitting through all that nonsense and babble, but I had a lot of fun doing these, and I can't wait because we definitely eating good 2022 with anime. Oh, and I'm sure a lot of you are wondering because there was one more show that dropped this year that was actually a very popular one, and I wouldn't feel right without mentioning it. So here is what I like to call
Purgatory.
A place where shows that could have landed on either list due to unique circumstances find themselves. And here is where we will find To Your Eternity. Look, I'm gonna keep this brief. This started off as an anime of the year contender, but fell off harder than Dragon Ball Z's power scaling. So I'll say it like this. Everything up to Google dying can be on the best anime list. Everything after that, trash. Bennett, f them kids, and that island. Thank you all for watching. Let's all raise a glass in the air as we head into this new year. Here's the anime.